take that weight off your shoulder. You don't have to figure out the how. You cannot figure out the how. So forget about the how. Just focus on things that excite you and you will be redirected there. And trust, your higher mind is always guiding you to the highest timeline. We're just kind of brought up to ignore that. Always follow your intuition. It will never, ever, ever lead you wrong. It always has the best in mind for you because it is you. So it knows the best. And it's the guy on the cliff. He can see everything. He knows all of the outcomes to everything. However, you need to trust and listen. And do you know how you listen? You hear it through your highest excitement at that time. Follow what excites you the most. It is meant for you. You are meant to have it. You are meant to have anything that you want, especially what excites you. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the job of the subconscious mind, the higher mind, and the job of our conscious mind. Conscious, subconscious, higher mind. And before I start talking about it, please bear with me on this upright video and the background because I'm in northern Canada right now and I got snowed in and all of my camera gear, I use my iPhone, but I have a tripod and the lighting and everything. It's kind of blocked off by the snow right now. So hence why I'm on the floor in front of a window. But whole concept of manifesting and reminding ourselves that yes, we are creating our reality. And sometimes we just get caught up in, the 3D work, life situation. Life is so busy and you forget that you have the control over your life with your thoughts. You are that freaking powerful. Like, how could we forget that we're so powerful? And I do this too. Sometimes I'm just so busy trying to, I'm rushing around doing things and I just I'm not tuning into my thoughts. And, something kind of maybe negative happens or something I don't want to happens. And then I'm like, oh, this sucks. This is life. And then I go back and sit with myself and I'm like, you know what? It's because I wasn't consciously creating and consciously aware of my thoughts. This is so important to create time out of your day every single day besides morning and night, because these are required. You should be every single morning sitting in meditation, even if it's 5-10 minutes, repeating what you want or visualizing and seeing yourself where you want to be, not checking your phone first thing in the morning, not checking emails first thing in the morning. The very first thing you do when you wake up and before you go to bed is remind yourself of the person that you want to be, of what you want to have in your life. Because when you keep reminding yourself of the 3D, you are reinstilling the past into your subconscious mind, which is projecting into your future. So the only way to change your future is to change your current state of self. And how are you going to do that when you keep reminding yourself of what your current world is? And Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this too, is going into meditation, disconnecting from the past and creating in the present now in your mind what you want to be, who you want to be, where do you want to be, what do you want to be doing, what kind of relationships do you want, what kind of job or career do you want? And you create new neural pathways in the brain because you're thinking about new things that you haven't thought about. This is like forming habits. You're creating new neural networks in your mind when you are practicing and focusing on new states of being. This is brain science, you guys, neuroscience. And where this comes into play is when you remind yourself of where you don't want to be, you project that for your future. So you're just going to be on the same path. But it is important to remember that the 3D is a projection of our inner self, is a projection of our inner state of being. And our thoughts create. However, there is a time lag. That is why affirming, that is where persistence and repetition come into play, because there's going to be a little bit of a lag before you see change. Like, things do happen very fast and can happen instantly. But if we're doing big changes, and yes, you can affirm that everything changes so quickly, but if you cannot decide on the new person and the new version of you that you want to be right away, and you keep going back and forth, you need to persist. This is why doing it first thing in the morning, at night, going into a meditative state and doing it constantly, reminding yourself of the new state that you want to be, the new person that you want to be. And you will get rerouted onto that path. And all of a sudden you will start getting new ideas for things. You'll start your attitude and your behavior will start changing. Things will just happen. Repetition and persistence. First thing in the morning, always. At night and during the day, at least 10 minutes sometime in the day to remind yourself of the new you. And you'll start to notice that things happen naturally by themselves. You don't need to figure anything out. When you focus on the end of what you want, who you want to be, who you want to be with, your new job or career, even if you don't know that, but the end is that you are successful, you're happy, you have freedom, you love your life, and you're focused on that, everything works out perfectly. And it is not our job to figure out the how. It is not our job. Physically, that is not the job of the subconscious mind. And this is where I wanted to talk about Bashar's lecture that I was listening to this morning. I love Bashar. If you don't know who Bashar is, I highly suggest checking him out. Basically, it's a guidebook to Earth and manifestation and how everything ties in together. If you're into esoteric topics, quantum physics, advanced civilizations, how Earth works, reincarnation, like all of these things, he brings it together. And you don't even need to believe in any of that, but just listen to the concepts and the fundamentals of what he is talking about, and you can apply that to any area of your life. You do not need to have a belief system for this. You can just, he even says that it doesn't matter if you believe what I'm saying or where my information is coming from. Just take the info from what I am saying and apply it to your life, which is always follow your highest joy, your highest excitement. And if you don't know what that is, sit with yourself, do a little visualization. And what would my life be like if I had no stresses? Focus on the end goal. Okay, maybe you're picturing yourself in a happy, committed relationship now, or you're picturing yourself with an amazing job that you like, or you picture yourself as a new business owner. Feel that. Go into a deep visualization and think about that and focus on the end. And then you follow your intuition and your highest joy, and the higher mind leads you to the end. Okay? The job of the higher mind is to conceive the idea, to bring the idea to you, to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind retrieves the information and directs you subconsciously through your intuition, the internal nudge, the random idea that pops up into your mind and you're like, oh, that's a crazy idea. Or, the strong urge to take a left at a right signal. So don't do that. to take a left instead of going right the way, blah, 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 blah. To go a different way to work, to go somewhere new. All of a sudden you feel like you want to book a flight to Hawaii, like random things out of the blue, but you get excited about it. Or you just decide to go to a new coffee shop. Oh, and then you meet the love of your life. Oh, or you meet someone who's hiring. You just randomly start talking to someone in line and they say, oh yeah, we're having a meeting, we're hiring a new guy and it's the perfect job for you. This is how things work out, but it is not the job of the subconscious mind, your mind, to figure out how things are going to work out. And I can vouch for this. Every single time I've had like a big life-changing thing happen, it happened after I stopped trying to figure out the how. And I just said, you know what? I want a big change. This is what I want. I want to feel fulfilled. and I'm gonna stop questioning everything and let go. It's not necessarily letting go, it's just trusting and having faith and releasing it to the higher mind, because the higher mind is the one that knows everything. Everything is already planned out. The higher mind is like the guy up on the cliff. He can see everything. You're the guy down below that has no, you can't see crap. The higher mind is your friend up there that can see everything and is directing you. But you with your eyes are like, you know what? No, normally everyone is telling me to go right. I'm going to go right. And the guy, your friend who knows exactly what you want because he is you, is telling you, no, dude, go left, go left. It's a shortcut. There's 100 mil over there. There's your dream wife, your dream partner, your dream husband, whatever, over there. There's a shortcut. Go this way. And you're like down here with binoculars. No, I think, everyone's going right. I'm going to go right. But inside you're like, something's kind of nudging you left. And it kind of excites you to go left, to do this other thing. But you're scared because you can only see what's right in front of you. You don't see what the higher mind sees. But the higher mind relays this information to your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind and your body gives you these urges or nudges or little things like reminders in the physical reality. Things will be like, you'll see signs to go a different way or to try something new. Do it. This is your manifestation. Or this is God's answer if you prayed to God. This is it. This is your intuition telling you. This is your guides, your higher self, God, telling you this is the way to go. Just trust us. Okay? Why would your intuition ever steer you wrong if your intuition is you and you are one with God consciousness? Whether you believe in God or just a higher self or just consciousness, the collective consciousness, why would it ever steer you wrong? It is you. You are a part of it. It just wants the best for you, but you are not listening. We aren't listening. We're stuck in a 3D, which the 3D is a projection of our past self-concept, our past self. It's a projection of our inner state, but it is a lag of it. It's not real time. The real time is the 4D world, the energy world. So when we're affirming for things, it's going to shoot out here, but it's going to be a little bit of a lag because that's how things work. So why are you trusting something that is lagging behind so that when you're trusting what you see out here and you take that as true, you're just repeating a past cycle over and over and over again? So it's very important to listen to those inner nudges and the excitement, because that will never steer you wrong. Your excitement is the right thing for you. When you get excited about something, that's your intuition saying, do it. You can do it. Maybe you get excited because you think about wanting to move across the world, but at the same time, your conscious mind is like, no, that's not going to happen. Like, how would that even happen? I would need to get a job and blah, 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 blah. Just stop worrying about the how. Focus on the excitement, and little nudges come. Listen to the little nudges. Because maybe you're just out walking the dog and you're just in a joyful state, and all of a sudden you get an idea to, oh, maybe I should talk to my friend that lives over there. Maybe get hooked up with a job. Oh, maybe I should Google blah, blah, blah. Just random ideas like this, follow it, that are exciting. Okay, don't try to force things to happen, because it's not our job to figure things out. When I say force things, I mean, yes, you can create whatever you want, but I'm saying don't try to force things in the 3D to happen, because we physically are not capable of understanding or comprehending how things will happen. It is not the job of the subconscious mind. We're just redirected, okay? And this is supposed to be a super empowering and exciting message. Like, how wonderful is it to know that it's actually not even physically possible for our brains to comprehend the how. And it's not the point. It's not the purpose of the brain. The brain is only meant to input and output. That is it. How cool is that? So just forget about it. Like, letting it go and letting the universe reroute you, letting consciousness guide you. Because this is where it works in with manifestation. When you're trying to manifest something, you've told yourself, you told the higher mind, the consciousness, the universe, this is what I want to create. This is what I want to create. Okay, now let the universe bring it to you. Let it come to you. You don't need to force anything. Everything is already figured out. This is so easy. It's so easy. Stop trying to force things out here because it is going to come to you. Just follow your intuition, follow the nudges, go on with your day. Everything will work out perfectly. Better than you could possibly comprehend, because we cannot comprehend how things work. We can't. We're not physically capable of comprehending this the functions of the universe. It's impossible for a human mind to understand the capacity of this universe. So when we break it down and realize that our function is to perceive, this is our conscious mind. The function of the conscious mind is to perceive, relay it to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind connects to this higher mind. The higher mind reroutes us and brings it to us. Simple as that. That's it. All you need to do is tell your inner thoughts what you want. And at the end of the day, you don't even need to do that. If you literally just let go of everything and just listen to your intuition, you don't even need to do affirmations or anything, because your higher mind is always guiding you to the highest timeline. We're just, kind of brought up to ignore that. Always follow your intuition. It will never, ever, ever lead you wrong. It always has the best in mind for you, because it is you. So it knows the best. And it's the guy on the cliff. He can see everything. He knows all of the outcomes to everything. However, you need to trust and listen. And do you know how you listen? You hear it through your highest excitement at that time. Follow what excites you the most. It is meant for you. You are meant to have it. Okay? You are meant to have anything that you want, especially what excites you. That is what I wanted to share. It's, take that weight off your shoulder. You don't have to figure out the how. You do not. You cannot figure out the how. So forget about the how. Just focus on things that excite you, and you will be redirected there. And trust. Sometimes it is a little scary to just trust your instincts, but I can tell you from experience, every single time I do it, turns out way better than I could even possibly tried to manifest or create, because literally we can't possibly even think of how something would happen or how magical something could happen. And always, 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 when I'm consciously manifesting for something, it is always 1,000 times better than I visualized or wanted. It's always mind-blowing. The higher mind has your back, man. Really. So start trusting that. Start trusting in yourself. Trust yourself and what excites you. And what gets you going, like what gets you fired up. And I'm going to actually quickly touch on the Mexico thing. So I did not consciously choose to go to Mexico. I just knew, I felt in my heart it was time for a big change. Didn't know how I was going to do it. Didn't know where I was going. All I knew was something needed to change at this time. And I just followed the little hints and everything fell into place. I didn't really do much. I just started, I felt the need to Google something, and then I ended up on some guy's YouTube channel, and then I was like, oh, this is so cool. And I was super excited, and I just binge watched, and then something else popped up, and then I clicked on another person's video, and they were living in Mexico, and I just felt this urge in my heart, like, yes, 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 do it. And my mind was like, this is nuts. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I've never even been to Mexico before. This is absolutely insanity. It's in the middle of the the pandemic, everything's closed, but my heart and my gut, my head, everyone was saying, everything was saying, do it. You can do it. Go for it. And that was a part of my path. That was a part of my purpose, my divine plan, as I would call it. And it wasn't even something I was focused on manifesting. I knew I needed a change. And this is also the thing where your manifestations are meant for you. When you're excited about something, you're meant to have it. You can have it. You can also create a path where you don't have it, or you can create a path where you have something different, because there's an infinite amount of possibilities. But your excitement is meant for you. I ended up with Mexico was the best decision of my life. Had no idea how it was going to happen. Had no idea anything. Didn't know anything. And it all worked out better than I could possibly imagine, because I just went with the flow and followed the little hints of excitement everywhere. And everything worked out amazingly, magically. And I have so many billion different other stories, and I'm sure you do too, if you actually sit down with yourself and think about a time where you needed to do something that scared you, but it turned out being the best damn decision of your life because you trusted yourself. Your inner self will never steer you wrong. Okay? Okay. Well, that is all I wanted to say about that. Follow your joy, follow your highest excitement, and if you found this insightful, please give it a like. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the Good Vibe Tribe, even though that's not my channel. That's not my name, but you know. Also, if you would like to book a call with me, you can. I'm going to open up the moving to Mexico packages again, because I've had a lot of people ask me about that over manifesting and mindset. You know what? I'm fine with both of it. My job here is just to help people create and live their best life. So if you want to ask me on the call about life in Mexico or moving to Thailand or whatever, you can do so. That's totally fine. Right now it does just say for the manifesting, but you can ask me if you need help with the housing or, you know, the area suggestions. I'm going to open that back up because I've had a lot of people asking about life in Mexico again, which is really cool because you guys, you're not limited to your home country. The world is your oyster. Get out and explore. And if you're scared, I'm here to tell you, I moved to Mexico by myself as a solo young female, didn't have a job lined up. I literally sold my entire life here. I sold my car. I've never even been to Mexico before that. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't even know Spanish. I went by myself and it was the best decision of my life. And yeah, obviously there's ups and downs to life, but would I ever change it? No. I am such a different I'm a new person. I'm a new, better version of me. And exploring the world it helps open your mind to see things that you didn't know were there, to see the beauty of nature, to see the beauty of living with less, to see how happy people are with less as well, to see how loving other cultures and countries are. Growing up in Canada and probably the States as well, it's so different than the rest of the world. And I feel like we have a lot we can learn from countries that have way less than us because they seem to be way happier. They're out in nature. They're not in the metaverse. They're enjoying family and friend time. They're, you know, walking around and they're on their bikes. They're living their best life. Well, obviously there's hardships as well coming from a less fortunate country. But on a generalized level, I've noticed that these people are much more loving people, much more happier. And they work so hard, but they're happy with their life and they're so kind. It's really cool. You guys need to travel. You need to travel. If you have not left your country, get your ass out of the country. What are you doing? Okay? You don't know. It's not, this is going down a little rant, but your life is not guaranteed. We all just assume that we're going to live for thousands or hundreds, so many more years and stuff. But literally, this could be your last week to live. As hard as that may be to hear or to say, it's true. You have no fucking idea when you're gonna die. You get hit by a car tomorrow. I got hit by a car in Mexico and my life flashed before my eyes because I was literally 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm on the way to the grocery store and I got smoked by a car and I got stuck under it. And everything worked out totally fine. It was perfect. Everything worked out perfectly. Everything was covered. That's what happens when you affirm that you're always safe, you're super lucky, you're always taken care of. That is my reality. But in that moment too, I realized, oh my God, my life could go at any moment. So why am I living in misery and doing things that I don't want to do when I literally have no idea when my last day is going to be? Why am I taking everything for granted? And that is a super important thing that I think you should ask yourself too, because I need to do this quite well. I should be doing it too. Like, for example, I was complaining about the snow, but then I sat down with myself and I was like, you know what? There's people in the other side of the world that have never seen snow in their life, and they would be so blessed to see what snow looked like. And as soon as I sat down in grace and gratitude and in awe of nature, even though I'm kind of snowed in at the moment, the snow, it stopped snowing. The clouds parted and the sun came out, and I haven't seen sun in maybe weeks because up here it's quite dark. And it was the most beautiful moment. When you're just annoyed at everything and you sit down and you just shut your mind up and you realize how fucking fortunate you are to be alive, to experience the earth, to experience being in a physical body right now, and being able to see and perceive nature and its beauty. Nature is always there, just waiting for us to acknowledge its beauty and happiness. Like, you look at nature and it's just so beautiful. I'm in front of the window looking outside right now, but it's important because this life is not guaranteed. Like, what if when you died, you never got to be in a body again and everything was just black and you were just energy, and you're just looking back on your life like, holy shit, I got to experience being a human and I didn't do anything that I wish I did because I was too scared and I was just in my head and I didn't take any time out to just realize, like, or to think about what I actually wanted to do with my life, and I didn't go for it because I was too scared. And you know what? You're never too old to do anything, okay? You could be 70 years old listening to this message and planning to move to another country. Why not? You're not too old. What the hell? To hell with that. Because I was in Mexico. There are 70-year-old retirees out there living their best life, okay? Your age does not fucking define you. Age does not define you. 70-year-old retirees traveling through Mexico, also traveling through Thailand. I know older people in the Philippines as well, and they are living their best life. Okay? They're not waiting on their deathbed. And even if you're in your country and you don't want to leave your country or move out of your country, go travel. Travel. Go see something new at least. Go to the next town. Go somewhere you haven't been before and appreciate it. Please be grateful to be alive. There's so much beauty here to be acknowledged. It's all around us, all of the time. All of the time, even if you're stuck inside. There is God consciousness in everything, even the candles. Be appreciative of this house that you have, of your house, your home, clothing, your body, everything. Because it could be over like that. And with that being said, I love each and every single one of you. Please, for the love of God, leave something that you are grateful for in the comments below. Let's start doing that, okay? Because I just went on a rant of everything that I'm grateful for. Please, please, please do it for yourself. Leave something in the comments below that you are grateful for right now in this very moment. And if you can't think of something, think of something, because there's 1,010,000,000,010,000 things to be grateful for. Okay? Love you all. Peace and love, and have a wonderful start to your week. Bye.